Let me pause this. Hello, and welcome to Tabor Talk. Welcome to another edition. Again, as I said in my last video, that intro I'm going to embed right into the video. In every single one of my videos, I'm still in the process of working that out. And I know you people enjoy this guerrilla style video, the informal way. I mean, after all, I don't want it too polished. This is Tabor Talk. Spontaneity, speaking off the cuff, hanging out here in my cabin. Here I am, just having lunch, having a cup of coffee, having a conversation, talking shit or shop or whatever you want. I hope the information you get is valuable. So, getting right into it, I want to talk about. I was going to think about what is the topic, what am I going to title this? The difference between, not the difference between liberal and conservative. Let me say this: the difference between being open-minded and closed-minded, right? So I am a progressive liberal. I'm actually a centrist. I mean, I've explained this so many times, but I'm center left. Yes, I identify certainly as a Democrat, liberal, progressive, but I'm not crazy over to the left. I'm right here in the center here. I like some things on the right. Fiscally, like free market capitalism, but not unfettered capitalism. I've talked at length. But I want to talk about the most important part, why I gravitate towards the liberal party, if you will, is because liberals are, or at least they used to be, more open-minded, open to new ideas. By very definition, the conservatives cling to the old tradition. It's right in the definition. Conservatism, preserving old traditions and sticking with it and not taking in the new. So you need both. You need to keep the things that work, for sure. And I love tradition myself. I'm like a mush. Talk about nostalgia, like that's another video recording. But so preserve the stuff that works, but constantly be open to new ideas. Liberal, progressive, new, constantly, because life doesn't stay still. Never. Every second, literally every second, every moment, every day, things evolve. You stay still, you die. All right. So, which is why I'm center left. But anyway, the main topic of this little video recording is open-mindedness and being open to new things, new information. Now, here's an example. Everyone knows that I listen to Joe Rogan Experience, his podcast. Number one, it's just the greatest thing on the internet. And in fact, I believe his podcast is number one in the world. All right, listen to this number, people. Joe Rogan, 1.2 billion beat downloads a year. How about that? For each episode, I think it's 5, 6, it depends on who the guest is, 7, 8, 9 million sometimes per podcast. Not too bad. Joe started out, I was there for the very first video. For his very first podcast episode was December 24th, 2009. Guess how many listeners Joe had? How many people listened to that first show? 275. All right. There you go, Joe Rogan. So, speaking of being open-minded, his last couple of guests over the past week, number one, John Norez, who's a game warden out in California, and Steve Rinella, who's an outdoorsman, he's a hunter, and he does a podcast himself called the Meat Eater Podcast. Now, if you know me, that's not my thing. I'm not a hunter. I don't hunt. I don't own guns. I'm not an outdoorsman, although I live out here in the Catskills and I love this cabin, but that's not my thing. I don't fish and hunt. I don't do those things. I don't own a gun. I don't fish and hunt. I'm not an outdoorsman. I'm just not. But I listen to those shows. And now I'm so interested in it. When I first, 4, 5, 6 years ago, when Steve Rinella was first on Joe's podcast, I almost switched. I don't know about hunting, fucking fishing, and deer meat and elk meat. I'm like, I'm not going to listen. I go, wait a minute. I love Joe. I want to listen to every one of his episodes. Now, I think Steve Rinella is one of my favorite guests of all time. He's such a sweetheart of a guy. He's so smart and so interesting. And I have learned so much from 4 years ago, like bow hunting. I know all about, not all about, but I know a lot more than I used to about bow hunting and hunting and how you have to get tags and all this different, access deer and all of this stuff about wildlife. And 4 years ago, I knew zero. Okay, so let me close on this. The point I'm trying to make is people be open-minded to new things. I know that the internet is trying to suck you into this little narrow thing, like you're a right-wing conservative, you should only watch Fox News and this is that, and if it's on the left, don't even bother. Read and take in everything. I'm not saying, listen, we have a certain amount of bandwidth, right? Or we have limited time, and yeah, but take in a lot of things and be open-minded. Watch a video that you're, a topic that you're completely unfamiliar with. Okay, that's the message. Be open-minded, people. I'm gonna get this outro here and fade out with my outro. And as I say, good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding.